Usually when we start new people at King, I show them some stats that show of the 10 worst games ever created, I did 8 of them. So by failing a lot, I learned a lot, and eventually I started to get pretty good at making these type of games.
Sebastian, you started SSE in 1990. What were your hopes for the future back then? What were your dreams?
Oh, I guess when I started SSE, I thought I'd go in the family business, which was working with clothes in a company called Gulblad. And a few years in, I started to get interested in other topics like finance, but I didn't really have a plan. So the only thing I knew towards the end was that I wasn't going into the family business.
So how did you end up in the tech industry?
Through gaming, I think. That was my hobby. So when I sort of was nearing the end of my education, I was starting to interview with a few companies. And randomly, sort of a company called Everyday had an opportunity for a project manager within video games. So I jumped on it, essentially. That was a company within the Kinnevik group.
So how did you end up moving from Everyday to go founding Spray?
I stayed 5 months at Kinnevik. It was a short stint. So I started out as their project manager. 2 months in, the marketing manager got fired, and they gave me a job without any experience. 3 months later, our CEO got fired, and a few of us decided this internet thing could be interesting, so we left to set up our own company instead. So it was a bit of a spur of the moment without a plan.
You worked in the gaming industry for 17 years. Have you always been interested in games?
Ever since I was a kid, I was a big fan of games, but it was really my hobby, so I didn't think I'd actually get to work with it. But one of my papers here at SSE was actually about Nintendo, so which everybody thought was a bit odd. Nobody had heard about Nintendo. It was a kids company, so it was a bit surprising. It was actually the most profitable company in Japan at the time.
And how did you think about moving into an industry that nobody else at SSE talked about or were interested in?
The big leap for me was moving into the internet. We sort of, that was about, I think I left here at 94, and summer 95 we started a company called Spray. That's when the internet was these like gray pages with blue links. That was it. But we thought this could be interesting. I just got my first email like 2 months earlier. And it just felt like something was happening and we wanted to be early in it, but wasn't really thinking that would lead to something massive or anything. So sometimes you get lucky.